Hello friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Exile, Escape from the Pit. Last time, we beat the Demon Lord Greyhoth. Hoo yeah! Now, it's time to make our way back to civilization for our reward at the castle, but first, there's a pretty big chunk of swamp to go through here in the northwestern wilds. So, same message as last time. This cavern must have had huge pools of standing water in it for a long time. That's the only way to explain the disturbing filth and mind-bending smell. Strangely, the light from the ceiling fungus is brighter here. So we're getting poisoned every other step, but at least we can see where we're going, I guess. There is a chasm here. Unfortunately, a lip around its edge keeps the water in the cave from running off. The air rising from the pit reeks unnervingly of rot and decay. As you turn to leave, something nasty flies out of the pit. And monsters fled. Yeah, that's right. I beat your master. Go run in fear. Really is a lot of nasty swamp to walk through to explore around here. And here we have a pit. Looks like a dead end, doesn't it? But I want to show you something I only just discovered like 2 days ago. If we try flying across this pit, you'd think I'm about to die, because, obviously, pit, wall, what would ever be over here? Turns out there's a secret passage, nestled into this little tiny nook of the map. In the middle of this tiny, well-hidden cave, you find a mummified body on a bier. The body is strange and alien. A tall, thin, angular humanoid covered with wrappings decorated with bizarre runes. The body holds a curving blade of delicately carved obsidian on its chest. The blade slowly oozes a greenish goo. We will take that. And I'm pretty sure that's an item I never found in all my years of playing the original Exile. I would not have known to look for it, were it not for it being more obvious in the remake. So, this just goes to show, Jeff Vogel is an awful, wonderful, evil man. Also, you will notice in my inventory screen we have the Mace of Agva. That is the great mace we picked up last time. It is also super cursed, bonus -7. We do not need to keep that around anymore. So we've still got grey mold, crude sapphires. Ah yes, the 2 wands that we picked up. So the first wand that we got from the body in the crack in the wall in the burning reaches, this is the Wand of Ravaging. It does something to enemies. Darned if I know what. I'll show it off when we find some enemies that aren't running from us. The second wand, which I actually dropped on this save and didn't pick back up, is called the Wand of Ruin. That's the one that we find inside Greyhoth's fort. Turns out using that one just drains your experience. So, I guess that's what you get for picking up and using a wand that you find just lying out in the open, in the end boss demon lair, even if it has an ankh on it. Speaking of demons, I don't really need to have Demon Slayer equipped anymore. And let us fly out of the horrible, extremely remote pit. Unfortunately, I've tried flying over the swamp. You still get poisoned. Now, what do we have in this little finger of cave? Besides, you know, lots of poison. We have entered a cave. It has stuff and a very large barrier. There is a message floating on front of the gigantic barrier, letters of writhing green light suspended in midair. The letters are unlike anything you've ever seen. Then, after a few moments, the letters fade and reform in a language you understand. Here is the grave and hiding place of the Vanatai race. One day we may return to reclaim our home with love. Until then, we sleep. Then, after a minute, the message disappears. So, this barrier cannot be gotten through. At least, I didn't get through it on any of my attempts. So if I do a magic map, we can actually see there is a passage to beyond here, and we cannot access it in this game, period. There's also a body sandwiched between 2 layers of magic barrier. It might theoretically be possible to get to this body. I know it is in a Vernum Escape from the Pit, but I'm not going to waste any more spell points on that. I don't remember very well, but I do think that dungeon was in the original, 1.1 version of this game that I played as a kid. There's a sign in the middle of the swamp. In a truly charming display of futility, someone has left some sort of sign here. It has been, of course, worn and defaced to the point of total illegibility. Charming is one way to put it, I guess. Huh. We've got another interesting cave over here, which appears to be a ruined fort. Boy, too much poison. Once upon a time, there was a fort of some sort here. However, some being of incredible power has razed it to the ground. Gigantic claw marks and solidified rivers of once melted stone mark the wrath of a mighty beast. Sounds like the work of a dragon. So, I mentioned the wand of Ravaging. It shoots a fiery red ray. It makes a beneficial sound. It doesn't work on any of my party members. I have no idea what it does. Yeah, ability question marks. No. Ah, you're no ordinary rat. You are a mung rat. And now you are dead. One slim wedge of this wall is still standing. On it is the royal seal of the Empire. Strange. Oh, hello. Asp. That's an enemy type we don't see too often. And we've got gazers. Ooh. Slowed and cursed, I do not like that, so I reverse it. Yay. Well, sort of yay, we're still largely slowed. Unfortunate. Hey, thanks for killing that asp for me. And as usual, I'm not going to bother searching most of the corpses. Ooh, somewhat untouched alchemy lab or wizard's workshop. Nothing in the rune circle. And nothing on the bookshelves. Aw. Hey, Koth, I think you missed a spot. In the middle of the room, on an elaborate brass stand, you find a large crystal orb. Mist swirls inside it. You stare deep into the mists. They begin to swirl faster, then change colors, and then resolve into an image. You see a mage, wearing rich black robes and bearing a staff tipped with a large diamond. He stares out of the orb at you, watching carefully. After a moment, he speaks. Phooey. Ah, I was wondering when I would hear from this orb again. It would seem the loss of this fort is complete. Enjoy your victory. It will be brief, I promise you. Hear me now, worms. I am Garzad. Remember my name. One day there will be war between us and you, and I will lead the army that disperses and crushes you. Remember what you have wrought. There will be war. Garzad waves his hand, and the orb shatters. The mist dissipates gently into the air. Whoa. And we haven't even assassinated the Emperor yet. So Garzad is the kind of guy who will take a destroyed fort as a terrible insult, even if it was destroyed by a dragon and not the people of Exile. And he has some dire plans for our nation. Piercing crystal, interesting. So we found one of the major things to find in this place, but we've still got quite a lot of fort to explore. Even if my light is running out. The largest building in the fort was here. Whatever attacked the fort broke it open, systematically exposed each room, and blasted everything inside. Have to find an angle I can get that guy from. That wasn't very good for a kill spell. Aww. Stop slowing me. If it's just one gazer, do I really want to use a major blessing? I'll do a haste. Okay, kinda glad I hasted when there's 2 gazers. Now it's time for Major Blessing. Nee, you died of poison. And oof, Kaylee is almost dead. Not so good. Hey, oops, still slowed. In the later games, there's a spell that can break down crumbled walls like this, and I kinda miss it right now. The sign on this door has been melted by an intense burst of flame. Aha. Interesting. There is a ghost here, barely visible in the shadows of the room. Too much light. Too much heat, too much heat. Too much heat, much heat. I couldn't hide. It caught me, caught. It had its revenge. Its voice is a barely perceptible whisper. The serpent came for us all. So strong, strong, so strong. It brought flames. So hot, but so fast. I watched myself burn, burn, pain, burning, burn. The ghost's pathetic whisper fades in and out. We took its scroll, sacred scroll, for protections. Taken to New Fort. Had it been here, we might have lived, oh yes, lived. You hear a tiny whimper. You cannot know. New Fort, secret, control Exile, cannot tell you. Leave me alone. Well, you've been almost helpful. This, on the other hand... Inside the desk is a Vellum Scroll, which has remained very well preserved despite the disaster. It is a plan for some sort of underground fort. There is an interesting note in the corner. We must be careful of the giants. Their fort is dangerously close. Fortunately, they have no way of crossing the chasm. So if we want to get this scroll back, we need to look for a big chasm next to some giants. I think I have an idea where this might be. There were many books on these shelves. They've all rotted away. The only thing of value left is a long wand someone left on one of the shelves. Okay. Hi, snakes. Under the arms of the Empire is a faded sign with one word: barracks. And of course we shouldn't expect to find much of anything in a storeroom that was blasted by dragonfire. See if there is anything else. No, we have found all that there is to be found here. So, maybe kill a few more vermin and we shall be on our way. On our way through way too much swamp. Finally out. There we go. Now, you guys have seen pretty much all the rest that the caves around here have to offer, so I will meet you next time back at the castle. See you later, everyone.